Madeline.
And I'm Tim.
Tim? Okay, so this video is going to show you why you should choose Whitewater as your college. Not only do we have a beautiful campus here, but it's also extremely accessible to anybody, no matter what their disability.
Whitewater has an amazing resource called the Center for Students with Disabilities, and what that does is it provides different opportunities for student-teacher interactions, for students to do whatever they want on campus and do it however they want, really.
Exactly. They really give students a 100% opportunity to do anything that their heart desires. They have the resources for you. CSD also offers an amazing community to be a part of right when you get here on campus. Kind of helps that transition from coming to a high school to a college for the first time. But we'll talk more about CSD later. If this video has already sparked your interest, keep on watching. So Tim, how about them Brewers?
I guess they're doing all right, I think, maybe.
I don't know.
Hey Maddie.
Hey Meg.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my identity.
What does that mean?
Well, these are identity wheels, and basically an identity wheel is a bunch of different things that make up who you are as a person. So, for example, I have my family because I come from a family full of independent, strong women, and it's kind of part of who I am. I've grown up with it, so I've always been a very driven and independent person. And ability, I love to run and swim and stuff like that, so I've been a lifeguard for a while, and I'm on the cross-country team, and that's a really big part of who I am.
And for example, for me, I have geography. I was born and raised in Hawaii. I love everything to do with tropical, with islands, with beaches, sands, palm trees, everything. And to go along with that, I also have an ability, the ability to just relax and do whatever, given whatever situation I'm presented with.
Have you ever thought of what would be on your identity wheel?
I guess not, but I suppose education. I'm really into school. I like to learn. I'm a biology major here in Whitewater, so I like science a lot. My family, I'm really close to my brother and my sister and my mom. And I guess Yellowstone too. I went on a trip last year. I learned a lot about myself and geology and geography. It was a really fun trip.
What did you do in Yellowstone?
We went to all the sightseeing and we went down caverns and we had a lot of fun. We explored. I did a lot of things I've never done before, so it was a lot of fun.
Would you say your wheelchair defines you or is part of your identity?
Definitely not. My wheelchair doesn't define me as a person at all.
Everybody has not one, but multiple dynamic identities that make up who they are. For example,
Meg said that part of her personal identity was her family, as is being a student here at UW-Whitewater, where she's a biology major. Being a biology major, she was able to go down to Yellowstone National Park, where she was part of a field study.
actually, recently she did another field study up north to track wolves with a group of students from the biology department. This is a huge opportunity that Meg really wanted to do, but the Center of Students with Disabilities had to help her out. Her wheelchair couldn't make it over the terrain that they'd be navigating over, so they provided her with an all-terrain wheelchair to make it possible, which is really cool.
So what you're saying is, no matter what your passion is,
Or if you want to try new things,
CSD is there to help you with every roadblock that may come your way.
in order to make every single opportunity for you as a student here a possibility. Tim, where are they? You were supposed to tell the person we're interviewing where we're meeting them.
I did.
Where are they?
He's right here. No, right here, me.
Why are we interviewing you?
I have a disability.
No, you don't.
I have severe asthma.
Wow. Is that something that you work with CSD on?
You absolutely can. My first 2 years when I lived in the dorms, one of the things that CSD helped me out with was they provided me an air conditioner that helped make my room livable. Because with severe asthma, whether the temperature outside's too high, too hot, or there's too much humidity in the air, or the air quality is just bad, that can really just make life miserable for people with severe asthma.
So is that something that you would suggest students telling CSD if they were to come to school here, and something that they work with students on?
Absolutely, depending on the severity, of course, but it's definitely something that needs to be looked into, because not all disabilities are physical disabilities.
So like what other things are disabilities that CSD can help with?
Well, for example, asthma, which isn't a visible physical disability, but there's also cognitive disabilities and disabilities of those sorts that they can help out with. Pineapple in Costa Rica was delicious. Absolutely amazing.
Tim, there you are. What are you doing?
I'm sitting and having a talk with Catherine.
Oh, cute dog. Can I pet it?
No, she's working actually.
What do you mean she's working?
Well, I'm blind, so I have a guide dog that guides me around campus.
Oh, that's really cool. Are you a student here?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
Oh, that's cool. What's your major? Are you a Spanish major?
I'm a journalism major, but I'm a Spanish minor.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool. So do you write for the Royal Purple or anything?
Yeah, I'm a copy editor, and I was a lifestyle reporter for them a couple years ago.
So what did you do being a lifestyle reporter?
Well, I got to interview a lot of really interesting people, like a published author and the homecoming royalty, and a girl who actually said they weren't healthcare products per se.
Okay.
She basically had her own business. It was
Oh, that's
Okay.
really cool.
yeah.
So, when, I don't know if you don't mind me asking, but when you first came to school here, was it kind of a harder transition? You know, coming from high school to college and everything, especially being blind, do you think that was a harder transition for you than for other students?
It really wasn't that big of a deal. I definitely asked a lot more questions, but I almost feel like I paid more attention and took more advantage of the on-campus resources than most students do. One of my English professors actually encouraged me to meet with a reference librarian, for example, because I was having trouble doing research.
Okay.
Because the online website just wasn't very intuitive.
Right.
And I encountered people who, you know, it's their senior year and they spent hours and hours doing research, and I knew about the reference librarian, you know,
Yeah.
since freshman year. So
And
So you had a leg up.
yeah.
was the Center for Students with Disability a pretty big help for you and everything?
Yeah, they provided in-class aids to help me get information that wasn't spoken by the professor. So anything that was on the board, PowerPoint that I needed to know, they were helpful in doing.
That's awesome. So is there anything that you accomplished since coming to school here that you wouldn't have expected to do?
Well, just this past spring break, I went to Alabama for a mission trip with the Habitat for Humanity group to build houses. And
That's awesome.
I also took an astronomy class, which is something that I have been wanting to do for a long time. I love astronomy, and I have since I was younger. So
Oh, that's
just
awesome.
to be able to do
Yeah.
that was great.
That's fantastic.
Did you have any problems with the astronomy class at all, or?
Not really. The professor was very willing to help me make sure that I understood everything, and I had in-class aid for that class too. So it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And people said that I couldn't take an astronomy class just because I was blind, but
Mhm.
I've had internships here at this observatory, and I took
Oh.
classes here, so I knew I was ready.
That's fantastic. Well, it was nice meeting you. I didn't catch your name.
I'm Catherine.
Nice to meet you, Catherine. Culture shock is the initial adjustment when coming to an unfamiliar environment.
When coming to an unfamiliar environment, everything that you experience is going to be different. Whether it's the things that you do for fun, the people that you hang out with, you know, the places that you stay in.
Kind of like coming to college here. You're going to be coming from a high school to a college. That's huge. You're living on your own for the very first time. You're in an unfamiliar town and with an unfamiliar environment. It's going to be kind of a big experience, and most students will experience culture shock. However, the Center for Students with Disabilities is extremely helpful in making that transition a little bit better.
Take Catherine, for example. When she first came to Whitewater, she needed to map out the entire campus. She needed to know where to go. She needed to ask questions. And the Center for Students with Disabilities helped her out immensely with that.
Yeah, they also gave her the books that she'd be able to use in class, and they supplied her with students that would be able to take notes for her when they were written on the board because she wouldn't be able to see them. So being able to work with CSD, they're going to make the whole experience and the transition a lot easier.
All right, well, I'm Tim.
I'm Madeline, and we hope that this video has helped you in some way, shape, or form and given you a little bit more information about Whitewater and the Center for Students with Disabilities.
I guess what we're trying to say is thanks for taking the time to watch our video. We hope you had fun. We sure did.
And hopefully you choose Whitewater as your college. Thanks for watching.